Andy, Dan Proft said that you violated the campaign finance laws. He cites to contribution. He says your campaign received from William Goodyear last week. He's the chairman and CEO of Navigant Consulting. Sam Skinner contribution. He's on the board of directors, Navigant Consulting. Roger Normandy from board chairman from Pinnacle Foods. Jim Kenny from Kenny Construction. Prof says it's clear, and there's documentation that all these folks do business with the state of more than $50,000, and they can't doing that business. They can't. I think it's under what was House Bill 101, the pay-to-play legislation. They can't make contributions to people running for governor. What do you say to Prof?
If through inadvertence there ever is a donation received in error, we return the donation immediately.
Well, do you know when people give money? These are big-name people. I assume you would know if they're giving money to your campaign. And if they do, you would know the law. Wouldn't you immediately let them know you can't give money to us?
If a donor who is ineligible donates, and that's discovered, it's returned immediately.
But have you told these people that then?
Yes, we provide compliance information.
No, I mean, have you told these people they can't donate funds to you and you've rejected these funds?
If through inadvertence a donation is received, we return the donation.
Have you looked at these ones specifically? Like, do you believe that there's a problem with these ones that he cites under the law?
If any donation is received from a donor who's not able to do it, it will be returned immediately.
But have you looked at this? I mean,
Goodyear Skinner?
Do you know if these are a problem or not? Have you investigated that?
I'm sure they're being reviewed. If anything is received from a donor that's not eligible, it's returned immediately. But that's the policy of the campaign. The policy of the campaign is to put forward compliance information that makes this information very clear. If through inadvertence a donor makes a donation that's not eligible, return immediately.
Andy, these are big dollar people who are personal acquaintances of yours. Does the money just fall out of the trees, or do you have to get on the phone with these people and ask? I mean, because if you're asking obviously ineligible people.
The policy is really clear. If a donation comes in that's not eligible, it's returned immediately.
But do donations just come in, or do you work these people?
I think my answer is clear. Devin?
When you were chairman of the state party and you were meeting with some of the folks that are considering statewide runs for office, did you ever, as someone charged, use that as a reconnaissance opportunity to sound them out about who they were going to be raising money from or what their strategies were going to be with an eye towards your own possible statewide run?
No.
Some of your opponents have questioned the sincerity of your views in terms of signing the Americans for Tax Reform pledge, because they said you apparently signed that only recently. Could you respond by telling us something about the evolution of your views so that you had not agreed to sign that pledge for no net increase in taxes previously, but then recently went ahead? What was the evolution of that philosophy like?
There's no evolution of my views. When I signed the pledge when I ran for the United States Senate, as party chairman, I was the most consistent and strong voice in fighting any kind of tax increase. As I mentioned earlier this evening, I joined with other leaders to fight off the income tax increase that was put forward in 2009. As I became a candidate here, I put forward the most substantive plan on how to solve the fiscal problems without a tax increase on the spending side. So the consistency, I think, is what people look at, and I think the consistent record is very strong.
Is there a $10 billion deficit now? And if so, since you wouldn't support any increase in taxes, could you summarize what those $10 billion or that $10 billion in spending cuts would look like?
I think one of the problems in Illinois is nobody really knows what the scope of the deficit is. Is it $11 billion? Is it 12? I've suggested Governor Quinn's not being straightforward about things. But as you know, that deficit includes rollovers of past years. And what's important, in our view, is to bring spending down in line with receipts. And we would set spending at receipts at about $27 billion. We ran the state fine in 2006 at that level, and population is pretty much the same as it was then. We feel that can clearly be done.
What do you think about Dan Proft's "I was born for a child" line today?
I thought it was inappropriate.
Why did you think it was inappropriate?
I thought it was inappropriate. I thought it was an inappropriate response to the question. I thought not the type of thing you make a joke about.
What about his response after that to say he was the only one of the 7 candidates that has a well-thought-out plan to give scholarships to low-income minorities or parents of low-income minorities so they can, like more wealthy people, exit failing schools and go to the school of their choice? Prof said he's the only one of the 7 candidates with that plan. Do you disagree with that?
I'm talking about our education plan, and I believe our ideas in education to make life better for everybody, all children in Illinois. And I believe those ideas, there's no one panacea to solving Illinois' education problem. I do support charter schools. I do support scholarships for children in disadvantaged communities. I want to see a state board of education that's less prescriptive, and that I believe in local control. I believe parents want great things for their kids, and the more that occurs, the better the schools are.
Do you agree with Brady that he wants his plan to abolish the Department of Education?
No.
You would keep it there?
Okay, thank you, Mr. McKenna.